This is Cammie from Van Hulst, and you are listening to The Moose.
Hey, Metal Moose. It's the other Metal Moose, Matty J from Psychostick. Just calling to say, Moose.
Hey, this is DJ from Revel 9, and you're listening to The Metal Moose.
This is Chris from Olathe, calling you from Cleveland, Ohio. You are listening to Metal Moose Radio, Chicks That Rock program, and the Metal Moose is on the loose. Crank it up, man. It's metal.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
Indeed, you are welcome to the Moose Pit Soundcheck Studios here in Oklahoma City. My name is Moose. Welcome to Soundcheck. This is one of the coolest things ever, man. We've been doing this for quite a while. I think we were doing this before Revolver was doing their hottest chicks in metal, which I think is kind of insulting of a deal. The Chicks That Rock show is always one of my favorites because day number one that I started doing this, I said, I want to have as many women involved in this that I can. I think women get shafted in the music industry. Now, listen, I think some of that falls upon the women themselves who decide they want to show their boobs as opposed to show their musical talent. It's a whole argument I don't want to get into right now, but I appreciate women in the heavy music industry. And I love the Chicks That Rock show. This is the fourth Chicks That Rock show that we're doing on Soundcheck. Now, I think we did 10 of them on the Metal Moose Radio show, and we try to have completely different bands every once. So we played, I think, 150 or so different bands. We're going to play one band tonight that we played before, but it was way, way, way back, like on the first Chicks That Rock show. So anyway, man, listen, this isn't a show where I necessarily give a lot of reviews. I will give some reviews, but this is a show that is just paying homage to women in the heavy music industry. Now, listen, some of the bands have one woman. Some of the bands have all women. Some of the bands have just a singer, whatever. Man, there's at least one female in the band. And for the guys in the bands, I don't want you to feel like I'm labeling you because I'm not. And I don't have any disrespect for guys in the industry. Don't get me wrong. But this is about the women that jumped into the ring and said, we can throw down as hard as the guys can. And I think that is it's a bold move. It's a brave move. And man, by God, they have proved themselves. A lot of these bands are phenomenal. And I couldn't think of a better way to pay homage than to do an entire show. We do this every 10 shows. So that means we're on show number 40. What do you think about that? We started this in January, 40th show. And I think that there's a lot of guys out there like me. And if you ever go back and listen to the original Chicks That Rock shows, I used to completely not pay attention to bands that had girls in them. I was like, no, I don't think so. No. And that's because I feel like I had been let down by so many. And don't get me wrong. I mean, you can go all the way back to Motown and find amazing women. And there you had Joan Jett and Lita Ford and, Phantom Blue in the metal world and, Demonic Christ and Crisis and all that. And Maria Brink. And Maria Brink is really the person that for the very first time I was like, okay, that was pretty metal, which is dumb because there was so much more than that. I just had to go back and find it and realize that, hey man, chicks rock. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of guys I think that are like, no way, man, chicks suck in metal bands, blah blah blah. And then I think that there are a lot of guys who listen to chick metal bands because they like to look at their boobs. Congratulations, you have boobs. So do I. Look, I love your boobs as much as the next guy, but I want to know your talent. I want to know what you got inside. Can you throw down? Can you show me what you got? I don't care about your boobs. I can go to a strip club. I want metal. I want rock. I want emotion. I want you to show me what you got. Chicks That Rock. That's what the show's all about, man. Kicking it off, a band from Russia, I think Clyodina. Yeah, something like that. I'll do the haunting on the Chicks That Rock episode number 4 right here on Soundcheck from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City. Buckle it up. It gets nasty.
listening to the Metal Moose.
Okay, open it up there with a Klyodna. I don't know what the hell it is. It's Russian, and it makes me think of a Klondike bar, which make me instantly a fan. Just yum! I love Klondike bars. For me, so listen, I said I'm not going to do a whole lot of reviews, and that's not what this show really is about. Like I said, this is about really paying homage to women in the heavy music industry. So it wasn't my favorite tune. It wasn't bad by any means. I would certainly wear the shirt. I would tell people about it that are into female fronted symphonic metal. I think that this is a very difficult thing. When you have bands like Nightwish, and Epica and Leaves Eyes, and it's really, really tough to stand up to the competition out there. But, you just got to do what you can. And that was really well produced. It was really nice. The vocal was a little flat to me. I didn't feel a whole lot of emotion out of it, which is a big deal to me. And that's kind of what I was saying in the opening monologue there. Show me what you got. Show me some emotion. Show me you belong here. Show me you're not just looking for attention. Because, nothing makes me more crazy than people just looking for attention. If you want to make music and tell a story and give us what's inside of you. Because, I'm not saying that you're not an emotional singer. I didn't feel the emotion that much. So anyway, I appreciate them. I'm going to tell you why. Because I think they're from Russia. Because the emails that I got had some Russian letters, I think. They got a hold of their fans. And I held a little contest. And I said, whoever has the most fans write in or text, we're going to play your song first. And man, from Russia, those people had... they had emails coming in and people were voting, and that's amazing. So thank you for being involved. I like your music. It wasn't my favorite cut in the world, but it doesn't mean I don't like you. So I'd probably give that about a 3.5 taco rating, and I would wear the shirt, man. If you guys want to send me a shirt from Russia, that'd be cool. I don't know if they make XXX shirts in Russia, do they? I need a really big shirt. Coming up next is a band called Adna. I've never heard these bands before, so I'm hearing it for the first time just like you. So a song called Overthinking on the Chicks That Rock from OKC.
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
Many nights in my own head, wondering if it's been really as many in yours. Every day is the day after. I'm screaming in silence, can't stand the anxiety running through my veins. Left alone with the words I never said. Overthinking you, overthinking truth, overthinking Honey, I'm going home. Honey, I'm going home. Honey, I'm going home. Need to find out where home is first. Stop pretending life doesn't terrify you. I used to love the open sea. Now it's pouring blood, the heavens breathe. I'll pretend having an empty chest. Maybe I save myself this way. And in dreams, I'll beg you to recognize the willow being by your side.
rocks Canada.
Well, certainly a little less metal than we usually play here on the show. But listen, that's one of the things about the show that I think people really get confused or bothered about is that we don't play just metal all the time. We play anything that rocks or anything that, you know what, they sent their music in. So I'm in. It was an interesting tune, but now there's a singer, I felt the emotion going on there. I felt like she had something to say. She had a story to tell. It was really 80s, kind of really 80s, but I liked it. I appreciated what was coming out of the song. Is it something that I would recommend to a metalhead? No. No, not at all. But it was an interesting tune. It was good. It kept my attention. A little monotonous. I kept waiting for a escalation. I kept waiting for that burst of emotion. I didn't really get it, but it was kind of that subtle, almost terrifying thing, kind of a deal. It's that is a song that's kind of hard for me to talk about because it's not your typical sound check or Moose kind of song, but it was interesting. It just wasn't what I was expecting at all, which is fine because that kind of makes good sound checks. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, so Adna there. Coming up next is a band called Afterlife Symphony. By the way, real quick, if you're new to the show and you've never listened before, my name is Moose. I'm coming to you from the studio here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we've been doing this since 2014. It used to be called the Metal Moose Radio Show. Now it's called Soundcheck. We changed up the format a little bit. And it's a podcast. It's on a bunch of radio stations and on YouTube and iTunes and Stitcher and Spreaker and all kinds of places. And we play unsigned and indie artists 99% of the time. Every now and then we'll sneak in a big band just to keep things interesting. But this is what we do, and we do it twice a week. And we put it out there so people can hear some amazing music they've never heard before. And this is the Chicks That Rock Show. You can find links on where to find us at themetalmoose.com. You can also text in your opinions, your comments, whatever you want to text in. Pictures of tacos. I love those. Man, I'm a big taco fan. Anyway, you can text in at 424-666-7356 or email moose@themetalmoose.com. Coming up right now, Afterlife Symphony with Broken Breath. That's a cool name for a song. I'm expecting a lot right now. It's true.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
Protects, believe, and doesn't always
little bit of Afterlife Symphony here on Soundcheck. Really, really good, stunning vocal performance there. Really liked the vocal movements. The song, so it had some interesting things for me for the symphonic metal brand. A lot of chug in the guitars as opposed to broken single note riffs, which is, you know, kind of a trademark. And it also, a lot of times in the symphonic metal, you ever have that super epic kind of movement or a gallop kind of movement, and that was more of a slow pace. I don't know. It was there were interesting elements, and then there were parts of it that I thought were just kind of, you know, okay, but pretty, I would say above average in the vast symphonic metal range. You know, listen, we don't get a lot of independent and unsigned symphonic metal. So in the field of the unsigned world, I don't know how to characterize that, but I know that if I would have seen that live, I would have been like, okay, this is something worth checking out. So yeah, man, I'd probably wear that shirt, and I would probably tell somebody who was into, you know, symphonic metal, hey man, you need to check out Afterlife Symphony. They're not bad, man. So once again, like I show this, it's not really about reviews as much as just my admiration and support of females in metal. Even if I don't like your song, I still like what you're doing. I like that you have the moxie to get out there and throw down. So that was really good, man. I appreciate it. Coming up next is a band called Aghast. Listen, real quick, I wanted to mention the Metalhead Box. If you don't know what the Metalhead Box is, it's the coolest thing of all time. That's what it is. Go to themetalheadbox.com. It's this awesome subscription service where every month they send you a box full of metal goodies, and it's amazing. It's like Christmas every month, metal style, which is the coolest way to go. Really good. Aghast with a song called Angels Can't Love. This kind of, now I like the name of this band because it sounds more aggressive or violent. This makes me think that this is going to be a non-symphonic kind of thing, which is fine. I mean, I like the symphonic thing, but I want to keep it, you know, a little bit of variety going on here. But Aghast doesn't sound kind of, you know, like falling leaves and riding on horses with shields of armor and stuff like that. Anyway, so we're going to check it out here on Soundcheck, and we're going to tell you about it in just a minute. Thanks for listening to the Chicks That Rock on Soundcheck. Here we go with Aghast. Gasp.
Get loose with the moose.
I've met your eyes again among the crowd. I've recognized the lure and seen those white teeth in your mouth. They laugh at me. The time to believe is out. Nothing's left to steal from me.
No sex, no face, no name. Name in the sky. But why did you fall down? Why did you choose me? Why do I deserve you on display?
A plastic heart can love, even the angels cry. How could I trust your sweet ambrosia fell from heaven and poisoned me? I was too addicted to your dough. I couldn't see.
Your truths have seeded. I
Moose, Rocks, Texas.
So yeah, man, here's what I felt was cool about that tune was that was so untraditional or unconventional for the way the tempo was arranged in that song for symphonic metal kind of a deal. I liked a lot the way the songs. There was a couple moments there that were just almost brilliant with the vocal harmonies. They just were right on the edge of perfection. Really liked those. I loved the way the tempo was put together. So totally cool, man. I liked it. This is one of those things where every time I get done with these Chicks That Rock show, I want to go back and check the bands out and see where they're from and, what the metal scene around them is and what influenced them. Because, immediately if you want to think that it's all Nightwish and Epica and Leaves' Eyes, but these may be like Pat Benatar fans, you know what I mean? So I'm sure they like Pat Benatar. But anyway, it always interests me where it comes from, because a lot of the symphonic metal comes from Europe or Scandinavia and has that whole, epic Viking or power metal kind of vibe to it. So yeah, I mean, it was an okay tune. It's not bad. I would wear the shirt to support the band. That's another band I wouldn't mind telling somebody, hey, if you're into symphonic metal, you should check them out. It's it's one of those deals, man. There's such a big ocean of these bands out there. So just to be able to keep your head above water is a plus in itself. So pretty cool. I like the track. And once again, my name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit here in Oklahoma City. This is the Chicks That Rock version of a Soundcheck. It's where we do bands that have at least one female member. Sometimes it's all female, sometimes it's just one. Could be the bass player. You would have no idea if it was, but I know. So if you know a band that has a female in it and would like to be a part of the Chicks That Rock show, it's very easy. Just have them email moose@themetalmoose.com and we'll get them on the show. It's as simple as that, really. So yeah, man, thanks so much for listening wherever you're listening in on. I wanted to bring up real quickly that this is an independent show. There's no company. No one's paying me to do this. I do it for free because I love it. But we do take donations. You can make donations at themetalmoose.com. We appreciate donations. The screen on my laptop is going out. I'm going to have to get a new one. So that's one of the things we're trying to raise a little bit of money to get a new laptop. And we also are trying to raise money to get some Soundcheck t-shirts and stuff like that, so we can bring money into the show, so we can do cooler things. I want to get set up so we can stream it on YouTube. I want to use Skype for interviews, yada, 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 a bunch of different stuff that I need help doing, and just a little bit of donation here and there helps so much. Belarusia on Soundcheck. Let's get it.
Moose, Rocks, Oklahoma.
I promise, Daddy's secret, shut your mouth. I lock it, hold the keys now to her past. The silence runs inside us even now. Only when the violence grows.
I absolutely give up on trying to pronounce your name. I'm horrible with names. It's just, if you listen to the show, you know that Belarusia. Anyway, listen. So one of the things that I think is cool about Chicks That Rock is that I think girls are more apt to be emotional than guys. I think that that's a pretty, not a hard thing to figure out, but I like it when there's a story going on. I like it when there's a message besides, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I love the death and grind, and nothing beats a song about being eaten alive by maggots. But I think that that's one of the deals that honestly scares some metal dudes away from bands with a girl, and they're like, yeah, that's got feelings, and yeah, man, I'm gonna sit over here and masturbate to gore guts, and I don't even know I can't comprehend that over there. I'm not one of those dudes. I like emotion. I think that music should take you places, and when there's a message behind it, I love it. And so that was even though I can't say your name, I really liked the song. I liked the message that was going on. Good tune, nice. I think that that's very, very widely acceptable, which is a good thing. I would wear that shirt. I would love to shake your hands and say great stuff. Man, what a good tune. I'm very impressed with that. I really, really am a fan. So thank you for sharing your music and letting us share it with, I don't know, at least 10 or 20 people. But those, if you guys don't know, it's really kind of a weird thing. Is we're extremely, I say we, my show here, I always say we, like there's a staff, and my show is extremely popular. We get thousands upon thousands of listeners. But it's there's some sort of a curse kind of a thing. So it's the most unpopular show out there. So I think there's some sort of a firewall between me and the audience, because the bands and myself communicate a lot. We do get some emails. We do get some text messages. But if you go on Facebook and notice that we have 15,000 fans combined, 4,000 fans on Twitter, and, another 2,500, I guess, on Instagram and all that stuff. And then if you go to 102.7 WSNR, we get 17,000 listens a month just on that one station alone. Oddly enough, though, I don't hear from very many people, because it makes me kind of sad, because it's so much more fun with people involved. And so it's sometimes it's good to have a partner when you're doing some things. I mean, this included. I mean, eating tacos by yourself is all right. Just throwing that out there. Eating tacos with other people is also a fun time. This is a band that's been making some noise out there. Been waiting to get them on my show. Defy the Tide on the Soundcheck Chicks That Rock show.
Show your rack, Cheetos, and rubber chickens.
Right
All right, so obviously, listen, this is one of those songs that I don't have hardly anything bad to say about it because it was so well done, well performed, nicely produced, good, well-written song. So there are a couple things. I love this kind of thing when I get a song like this because I can really just sit back and kind of say to myself, man, if I was in the studio with that band or if I had a hand in writing that song, what would be different? And there were a couple of things that I thought could make that song just a little bit higher notch. Number one, your lead guitars are drowned by the vocals. The vocals are extremely up front. And your lead guitar melody, which at the part of that is that the melody of the guitar matches the vocal line, so it kind of cancels itself out. Number two, I would throw in some clean chordings in the verses on the guitars to, number one, help the lead stand out. I would change the lead to an octave down from the vocal. So it would, number one, it would melody the vocal a little bit. And also it would forte, it'd bring out the power in the choruses. And then lastly, one thing I would do is right towards the end of the song, after the solo section, which I think the solo could have been, there could have been a lot more of a solo there to bring out some of the emotion in the tune. That song within a song is a really important thing to, to really kick the song. Anyway, long story short, I think the solo could have been better, but I would go back and do that song and I would drop down a half step from the very beginning. And then right after the solo, towards the end, I would kick it back up a half step, go for a key change and really just kick the power square in the nuts. I mean, that song has the capability to really stand out and give a big crescendo of rah, because like your vocal performance is super powerful, but it's just, I need that I'm going to fall off a cliff moment where it's life or death at the end of the thing, rah, it wasn't quite there. It was really good. Defy the Tide. Nice. So that's a song that I can see doing really well on radio. I'd like to see it live. It's one of those bands that I don't know if they're just flirting around with a heavy sound. Are they a hard rock band? Are they a metal band? Because that was more of a hard rock-esque kind of a deal. But man, really well done. I love the vocal, good emotion. So many good things about that tune. I'd definitely wear the shirt, and I would probably pour about a 4 taco rating on that. That's pretty good when you're getting 4 tacos. For me, yeah, just saying. So, Defy the Tide, very nice. Diamond Noir coming up, not Drakkar.
This is Michael from the band Bag of Bones, and you're listening to the Metal Moose.
This is Derek from Scissortooth. You're listening to the Moose.
This is Ben from Go to War, and you're listening to Metal Moose Radio.
This is Ben DeVoe from Inverted Serenity, and you are listening to the Moose.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
See the writing on the wall. Just remember to believe that I will never let you
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
Yeah, so for those of you who listen to Soundcheck pretty often, you know that one of the things I like to do is kind of guess what a band is going to sound like based on their name. And I'm very, very guilty of not liking bands just based on their name. I'm like, Diamond Noir, okay, I guess. But that was one of those songs that really surprised me. Real industrial feel, kind of. It gave me a very, what is that? I don't remember what her name is, but very Suicide Squad kind of feel, industrial kind of punky badass chick. You know who I'm talking about, the girl with the bat. Anyway, yeah, so I like that. It was kind of some teen angst stuff there, and that is cool to me. I like that. It's one of the things industrial brings to it just brings this mechanical kind of terror feel. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it's like the first time I heard like Nine Inch Nails, I was like, oh my God, it's like future scary noises and stuff, you know? So, I mean, I like it. I think it was really cool. What the hell is her name? What, with the blonde hair and the shirt that says Daddy's Girl or whatever? I don't know. Yeah, that girl from the DC comic thing. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. It was cool to me because it was a little bit out of the box. I haven't heard anything like that in a long time. So I'm a fan. I would wear the shirt. I would wear it for sure. This next one, I got to tell you something I'm really excited about because I've really been trying to expand the musical platform on the show because we play a lot of death metal, a lot of black metal, play a lot of metal. And there's so many facets of metal out there. So recently I've been really researching and trying to find these gent bands and metalcore bands and deathcore bands and progressive bands that I haven't had on the show before. And somebody told me about this band called Davidius, which is a kind of a prog genty kind of thing with a female singer. I was like, now that's totally something that I can get into. Let's find out about that. So I'm excited to listen to this because I haven't listened to it yet, but it was so cool when I contacted him. I said, hey, I would love to have you on the show. And they were excited to be on the show. But the coolest thing about this is, number one, when they sent me the album, they sent me the instrumental version of the album too. So I haven't listened to any of it because I want it to be a surprise, and I hope that they don't suck real bad, but I don't think that they do because all of their Facebook posts, and there were a lot of people very excited about this one. I was reading up about the band. I was like, okay, this is, I'm stoked about this. So Davidius on Chicks That Rock, I'm super excited. Hope you guys are having a good time hanging out with me here. I'm slaving over the microphone in the Moose Pit studio here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Doing the Chicks That Rock, doing the sound check thing. Find us on iTunes and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all those places. Just look up Metal Moose and on Google. You're going to find us all the hell over the place. Been around a long time. I'm the old man in the business, so but we're having a great time playing a bunch of awesome music, and Davidius is coming up, man. I don't know how much more excited you can get than that. A little bit later, don't forget we got Something Clever coming up. Awesome band. Awesome. So Davidius with Deja Vu on Soundcheck. I would say it's a good time to buckle it up and break out the Cheetos.
The Moose rocks Florida.
Just
Yes. Wow. So yeah, you're my new favorite band of all time. Davidius. I mean, it makes sense now. All of the stuff that I was reading. Wow. I love the, listen real quickly. I'm listening to this song and I'm thinking to myself, Alison White, Ghouls, and Angela Gossow, got yourself some competition. They're really, really good. And I wanted to mention Alison and Angela and also Karen Crisis. I can't remember her name. I feel bad about that. The lead singer of Walls of Jericho, the extremely attractive lead singer of Kitty, whose name I can't remember. Listen, there's been a lot of them out there. So this isn't a new deal. It's not like I've discovered something brand new, but I'm trying to bring more spotlight to it. And that right there, Davidius that's a song that any, I think, metalhead listened to and goes, oh my God, what just happened? That was phenomenal. And it was. Musically, it was stellar. I loved the harmonic vocals, the dirty vocals, the shifts in the music. It was super heavy. It was great. Damn. Yes. Please, can I have a shirt and a signed copy of your CD? And if you would just call and say, hi, I'm in Davidius, and I was played on Soundcheck, and I'm cooler than Moose will ever be, and I'll totally play it on the air. I will. That was extremely awesome. That was really, really damn good. I don't have like much else to say. If you didn't listen to that and you weren't like just shocked and like, whoa, oh my God. Yeah, you need help if you didn't love that. Coming up next is a band called Escalane. I just want to sit here and talk about Davidius for the whole time, but that's not fair. We're going to play Escalade here in just a minute. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit Studios here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Behind my AKG, that's like my AK-47, but it's my microphone. And I'm not much of a gangster, so I'm horrifically white, and I don't have any cool gangster-esque language. But I got my AKG rolling through my Hitachi. Is this a Hitachi computer? Something like that. Anyways, Adobe, yeah, Adobe Edition. So that's my rap for the day. Man, that was a great song. I hope you guys are having a good time listening to the show. Listen, if you've never heard us before, it's a lot like this every time. It's just me talking about music, introducing you to new music that you probably have never heard of. That's kind of my job, getting this music out there to people, because there's so many people that get in their car every day and turn on the Big Rock radio station and listen to the same music from 30 years ago, and listen to the same bands over and over and over again, and it's just like reading the same book. It's not going to be exciting the next time. Music is supposed to excite you. It's supposed to create emotion. It's supposed to take you somewhere. It's supposed to move you, and when you listen to the same thing over and over and over again, eventually you get numb to it, man. So you need new music to keep your mind fresh, to keep your sense of excitement and music up, and that's what I do. We play 30 different bands a week. 30 a week. There's so much music out there that needs to be heard and listened to, and Davidius and all the other bands previous to this are great examples of music that's out there that's not getting paid attention to. So I pay attention to it so I can play it for you, and then you can say, man, Moose introduced me to this new band, and I like him. And then what you do is you go to their Facebook page, you go to their Bandcamp page, you go to the Reverb Nation page, you go find their T-shirts and their CDs, and you buy them, and you're like, holy crap, man, Moose is the man. He found this new music for me. It's what I do, man. It's what I do. I try to rule as much as possible, which it's not hard to do, I have to tell you. It's just kind of in my repertoire, ruling. Yeah. So I appreciate you listening wherever you're listening from, on a radio station, on iTunes, or wherever you're catching the show. I appreciate it. Would love to hear from you. Love to know where you're listening from. Moose@themetalmoose.com. And I'm always taking applications for stalkers. If you'd like to stalk me, just send me your details at moose@themetalmoose.com. We'll see if you make the cut or not, because I need a stalker. I do, just for ego purposes. It's true. Escalane right here on Soundcheck in the Moose Pit Studios from Oklahoma City, OKC.
The Moose. Rocks, Colorado.
This is Tyson from the Apex, and you're listening to the Moose.
Hey, it's Aaron from Glass Delirium, and I'm a chick who rocks on the Metal Moose.
If you ain't covered in Cheeto dust, then you just ain't listening right.
This is Don Rizzi from Throttle God, Rock Springs, Wyoming Metal, and you are listening to the Moose.
This is Brad from Coma Trip, and you are listening to the Metal Moose.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
Escalade, man, I really, really, really dig that. I love the whole George Lynch, Warren DeMartini guitar lick, kind of 80s hair metal thing. I love it. So this is one of those songs, and I don't know how to describe this. Really like the way the vocal went throughout the song, the phrasing, which a lot of people call that flat phrasing because there's not a lot of movement in it. But I love the way the vocal harmonies worked. I loved the hook of the song. The guitar lick was great. I thought that was really, really cool. I like that a lot. Super, almost poppy to a point, and I dig it. I don't know how many people that listen to Upon a Burning Body are gonna like that song, but I think that there are a lot of people maybe my age or people who were around when that kind of sound was in, that would take you back, kind of a real throwback kind of a deal. I dug it, man. That was fun. I'd like to listen to more of that band. So in saying that, that's a very high compliment for me, that I want to go back and listen to your music. Like, I'm going to listen to the whole Davidium album, Davidius. Yeah, Davidius. By the way, Harley Quinn. That's who I was trying to think of. Harley Quinn. Took me a little while. So, man, I'm a fan. Really, really cool. I appreciate that tune, and I'd give that probably a 4 taco rating. I love the bass drive on that song. Was awesome. Just pounded it out. Beautiful. I love that it was real kind of motion in the ocean, kind of rock and roll drive. Yeah, man, that was cool. I'm a fan. Kind of showing my age. Is that what's happening? I don't know. I like a lot of music, but I thought it was awesome. Coming up next is a band called Fading Azalea, in the Name of Justice. Cool name. This is kind of one of those in the click kind of names. You got, Beating Barbara, Fading Azalea, Chasing Candace. This is one of those kind of deals. But beyond that, we're going to see what the music sounds like. I kind of get a feeling that this one might be another kind of electronic, kind of industrial kind of thing. Just a feeling. Now, listen, usually I'm wrong on my feelings when I guess how a band sounds by their name, but every now and then I get it right. So it's just one of those games I play to try to keep it interesting throughout the show. And God knows, with me talking in between all the songs, you got to do something to keep it interesting. Fading Azalea on Soundcheck. My name is Moose. Moose at themetalmoose.com or 424-666-7356. Fading Azalea.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
Now, listen, let me preface this by saying that I like symphonic metal, and I like Nightwish, and I like Epica, and I like all of those bands, but you throw the black metal element involved, and I'm in. Totally cool. Fading Azalea, really, really, really good. I'm a fan. I like the production. I love the way it went from black to gothic, and it was the musicianship was cool. The production was nice. Very cool, man. Like it a lot. One of those that I don't know that I'm going to go back and listen to the whole album, but I might go back and listen to another track just to see if it's on par with that one. Pretty good, man. Fading Azalea. I'm a fan. I would wear the shirt. I'd love to be able to tell people you check this band out, man. It's pretty cool. So this next band, I think we've played before on Soundcheck. I don't think that they've been on a Chicks That Rock show. I could be wrong. I try to keep up with that, but try to keep up with a lot of things. That doesn't help me out much. But they're a band called Flames of Fury. I know that they were on, were they on Boston Rock Radio the other day? So they're out there making noise, and they're also very kind. They always reply when I post about them on Facebook, and I appreciate their support. And that's, I'm going to play them anyway, but it's really cool when a band responds to what you're doing. We get a lot of feedback from bands when we do this show. Even if I don't like it, bands are pretty apt to write and say, "Hey, thanks for playing us," and yada yada yada. So it's my pleasure, man, playing the music for people. It's and then people write and they say, "Hey, man, we're sorry you didn't like it." Me liking it is really not important. That's what I used to say on the Metal Moose Show all the time. People wanted to know what I thought about it, but it doesn't really matter what I think. I'm giving my opinion because people ask for it, like the bands. But my real job on this show is just to play the music so people out there can hear it, because there are a lot of people that like a lot of bands that I can't stand. Like, I don't know, Disturbed would be a great example, or Godsmack. There's a Five Finger Death Punch. There's a lot of bands out there that people love that I just think is garbage. So me liking your music doesn't really matter, but I'm giving my opinion just so I can hopefully give you some constructive and positive criticism if you need any. If not, just a boost to let people know that I appreciate your music. So I appreciate it anyway, even if I think it sucks. Usually when I think something sucks, I'll just say, that wasn't really my thing. But, I'm not going to sit here and chop people down. But Flames of Fury, making noise, deserving it right here on Soundcheck with a song called I Burn.
So many remote, so high, but there's nothing. over me as I take over me as I burn. And I burn, but I cannot die. Don't even try. Let it take over me as I burn, but I cannot die. Don't even try. Let it take over me as I burn.
You're listening to the Metal Moose.
You know, summoning the elder ages of priest and maiden there with I Burn. What people don't understand is in the beginning of the song there was some backmasking, and what it was actually, it was a taco recipe. That song is about really hot salsa and how it lights you on fire, and that's why I love that band, because they sang a song about tacos. I'm just kidding, man. Really cool. It's, you know, with that, to me, sometimes it is impressive when a band comes out and shows what made them. You know what I mean? It's that is just some old school metal roots. Flames of Fury throwing it down the way it used to be thrown down way back, and it's not overly flashy. It's not overly aggressive. It's just it was kind of a metal like anthem kind of, almost a, you know, like I can't think of the word. It was almost ceremonial. I mean, it was, anyway, really cool. Like I can hear, I know it sounds crazy, but I can hear Ghost doing that song. It had that vibe to it. So anyway, man, I think they're just awesome because they're kind and they're out there doing their thing. And so I support them all the way. 100%. It's Flames of Fury with I Burn. And if it really is about tacos, I love you even more. So anyway, man, yeah, we're going to move on. Great band. I'd give that easily a 4 taco rating. And yes, I would certainly wear a shirt if you were kind enough to send it to me in the 3X category. Big, large ex-football player kind of person. Yeah, so next is a band called Infernus with a song called Lead the Chain. With a name like Infernus, we're thinking black metal. I mean, that's just kind of a black metal-ish kind of name. Black metal-y, you know, Popeye vocal deal. I'm going to guess that Infernus, but I love to throw in some black metal, and I like black metal bands with girls in them. So you can Cradle of Filth, Demon Poor Gear. I mean, that's gone around the whole gamut of you know, black metal chicks, and, you know, Kim Goss and what's her name from Cradle, you know, the blonde chick, Sarah Jezebel, whatever her name is. Yeah. anyway, yeah, man. So we're going to play some of that stuff. And, of course, Dana Duffy. Yeah, of course. How do you miss that? So, yeah, man. And then, Infernus is going to play some black metal. We're going to talk about, and I'm guessing it could totally not be, but it could be Crust Grind. But I doubt it with a name like Infernus, but it could be. So hope you guys are having a good time, man. We've got about 40 minutes left. This is an extra long show. We got 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's about 20 minutes long. So I had so much good music to play that I wanted to get it all in here as much as I can. We'll be doing this again on the 50th show. So another 10 shows from now, we'll have a whole new batch of chicks that rock. It's what we do. We rock it out here on Soundcheck Infernus with Lead the Chain.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
The Moose Rocks Texas.
Every now and then it happens, man. Just doing so many shows and have so many songs going on there. I'm sorry that was not the band that I said it was, and I Forgot who I said it was. That was the Silver Black. Awesome band that we played on the Metal Moose Radio Show before. I don't think we've ever played them on Soundcheck. I was introduced to them by my buddy Gus over at the Headbanging Moose, which I don't know what happened to Gus and the Headbanging Moose. For some reason, they just kind of fell off the face of the earth, or they're another one of those groups that doesn't like to work with me, which there are a few of those out there. So anyway, the Silver Black, love them. Love them the first time I heard them. Industrial metal, just kick ass. So I would totally wear the shirt. And I love their music. So thumbs up all the way here. I would say 4.5 tacos. It's just bashing insanity. So I dug it, man. I'm a fan. And sorry for saying it was another band. I think I said it was Infernus, or I don't remember what I said it was, but I knew immediately, hey, this is not the right thing. So anyway, I had to switch that out with Silver Black real quick. Sorry about the inconvenience there. I honestly don't remember who I said it was. I don't remember 3 minutes ago. That's how my life is. My name is Moose, coming to you from the Moose Pit here in OKC, which is dead in the center of the United States. If you're listening to us in the UK or in France or in Italy, because we're on stations in all of those places. Apparently I have a southern accent, so not all Americans sound like me. But I have a southern accent since I'm dead in the center of the United States. So welcome to the show. We do this twice a week, and I guess I'm going to bring it up again. I don't like to talk about it a lot because I don't mean to sound like a panhandler, but we do take donations. It does take a little bit of equipment to do this, and one of those things that takes is a laptop, and my laptop is going to hell. The screen is going out, and I'd like a new one. So I'm trying to raise money for doing this. So you can donate money at themetalmoose.com. Any little bit helps. I appreciate it if you can make the donation. It's great. Once again, I want to mention the Metalhead Box, my good friends in Canada who have the coolest damn service ever. TheMetalheadBox.com. Check him out. Also, thanks to Forkster Music Promotions, Hellion Social Media, and all the people that help, Ricky's Rat Pack and Maybe Faye and the Retweeter and Dana Jade, who's my good friend, and then Death is a Navigator and Metal by STL. Intentions coming up right now. Rah.
You are listening to the Metal Moose.
What's up? This is Bill from Fuck the Facts, and you're listening to The Moose.
What's up, guys? This is Josh from the band War All the Time, and you are listening to The Moose.
This is Chris from Olathe, calling you from Cleveland, Ohio. You are listening to Metal Moose Radio. Crank it up, man. It's metal.
Get loose with the Moose.
New York.
Yeah, Relentless right here on Soundcheck, and the Moose here with you from the Moose Pit Studios in Oklahoma City. So, real quick, I wanted to just go over something that I deal with on a daily basis. People ask, so Moose, why do you want people to donate to the show? I want people to donate to the show because we do concerts called Moose Fest, where we have independent and unsigned bands come and play. And so not only is it a radio show, but it's a concert. We've done, I think, 8 of them in 3 years. We don't do a lot of them, but we do as many as we can. The reason why we don't do a lot of them is because they cost a lot of money. And we want to pay the bands as much as possible. And unfortunately, there's a lot of companies out there that you see on Facebook and you see on Twitter and you see all over the place that are like, we support independent music. And when we write them and tell them who we are and what we do, this is an independent music show. And we say, hey, listen, we put on shows so these bands can come play in a new venue, in a new area rather than their hometown. And we say, hey, could we depend on your support? And the answer is always no. Nobody ever wants to support what we do. I also like to make t-shirts so people can have a Soundcheck t-shirt or a Metal Moose t-shirt. Like I said, the equipment here, the Behringer board and the AKG mic and the laptop and all that stuff, it costs money. And I want to be able to keep it up so it's in good shape so I can put on a good show. I know that it sounds good, but I can barely see my screen. So I need a new laptop. That's another reason. I promise you it's not to make me rich. And another thing I want to be able to do is in the Oklahoma City area, or even just a band that's going on the road that doesn't have enough money, I want to be able to give them money. Hey man, here's $100 for gas. Here's $50 for a hotel room. Whatever. Here's money for food. I want to be the guy that they can come to and depend on when they're out there on the road. I want to be able to put our logo on. I want to be able to sponsor other concerts. And those people want money to sponsor them. I can't do that on my own. I can only do that with you guys. That's why we ask for donations. I don't ask for donations so I can go get a new pair of shoes. I'm not trying to put money in my pocket. I'm trying to keep the show going as long as I can. Now, listen, I'm going to keep the show going anyway. I've been doing it for free since 2014. It's not like I'm going to stop if I don't get any donations. But I do ask for donations. And it's all through PayPal. I never see a credit card number. I don't see any of that. It's safe and secure. No one's going to steal your info. And you can do it at themetalmoose.com. And you can do $1. I don't care. $1 is great. With as many people that listen to this show, if we got $1 from everybody, we'd be in really damn good shape. So I would put on a concert at Madison Square Garden if we get $1 from everybody that listen to the show. I promise, because that would be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So anyway, that's why. I promise you guys, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not rich in any way, shape, or form. But I don't need anything in this life. I get a great life. But I do want to make this show more successful for the bands, for the listeners, for everybody. So themetalmoose.com, donate there. If you are a company and you want to advertise on the show, get a hold of me, Moose at the Metal Moose. We have advertising packages that start at $20. It's amazing. Sinner's Moon right here on Soundcheck from the Moose Pit in OKC.
The Moose rocks Canada.
Sinner's Moon there, another one of those symphonic with the black metal incorporated. I do diggeth. Much diggeth on that. So, man, I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you're finding some bands that you're just like, holy crap, this is really good, because I'm a recovering non-girl bandaholic. I am for sure one of those people. I just seriously... I mean, like Angela Gossow and Maria Brink, and I mean, the first time I heard Angela with Arch Enemy, I was like, "Oh my Jesus, that is impressive." And Maria really brought it around with her mixture of clean vocal and harsh vocal, great ass melodies. Now, what they've turned into now is not my thing. I think that the first 3 albums were super. Fantastic. The Dream was a little poppy, a little clean vocal, but still a good record. Anyway, yeah. And then Allison, of course, with Arch Enemy now, also pretty amazing. I was one of those people who was just like, chicks, they can kind of rock, but there have been some girls in the past, that have really, really thrown down and shown that they deserve to be taken seriously. And, I've turned into a proponent of that because I think that it's amazing. So this next band is a band that we played. We may have played on a Chicks That Rock. I'm not sure, but I know we played them on the Metal Moose show because so many damn people were talking about them. I was like, what is the deal with this band? And I had to chase them for a little while. Really did, because I couldn't get any response, but finally they responded, and I'm so glad they did. This is a band called Something Clever, and they're pretty awesome. You're going to enjoy this one. That was pretty clever, wasn't it? Yeah. So anyway, Something Clever here on Soundcheck again. At least we played them on the Moose. Anyway, I hope you dig this one. I know I'm going to sit back and eat a Cheeto. That's what I'm going to do. Something Clever, Season of Darkness on the Soundcheck.
Yeah, I thought I'd call in and let you know what I think about the show, man. I tell you, it's real comical. You must be fucking delusional. You dumb damn Cheeto dust, man. What?
She shouted, breaking 1,000 years of silence, countless points of violence. The others follow closely, slowly building up their courage, destroying the shameful image of this war. Never again can I blink the tables turn, bleeding back the city burned. Demons scattered from the fray, others dying where they lay.
Something Clever, one of those bands that I played on the show that I just don't have anything bad at all to say about it. The performance is awesome, production awesome. I think that they should be huge on all platforms. They could have got a little bit of a crossover because I think that they would fit in well with even a pop punk crowd, because it's not it's not overly metal, it's not overly punk. I think that it's extremely commercial, which is awesome. They're really good at what they do. I have nothing but good things to say about that band. I remember as soon as they started playing, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I had forgotten about this band. Really, really, really good. I'm a fan. I would certainly wear a shirt all over the place. That's a band that I would tell people, you should check this one out, man. Extremely well done. Great tune. I appreciate them sharing their music with us, and they're also really kind about replying whenever we post about them. So that's also, I like it when bands get involved. I mean, I think that if you're in a band and you get played on a show, it's always nice to let people know about that. So Something Clever, I'm a fan. I would call myself a fan. I need to go ahead and I'm going to do it right here while I'm on the air, while I'm on the show. I'm going to look on Spotify and I'm going to see if they're there. If they're, I'm going to make sure and add them to my Spotify list, because whenever I find an awesome band that I play on the show, I go on Spotify and see if they're there. And if they are, I put them on my, there they are. Bam, Something Clever. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the old playlist here. The Soundcheck playlist. And what the Soundcheck playlist is one of these days, I'm going to share this sucker with a bunch of amazing bands that I have found on Soundcheck, which is really cool to be able to share the bands. And this is just another way that I can share it, because I found so many cool bands on the show, and I want to share them. And Spotify is a great way to do that. As long as, as well as the show is a great way to get it out there to multiple radio stations on multiple platforms all across the world. But Spotify is a great deal. So I'm building the Soundcheck Spotify playlist. So you guys can go back and listen to Moontooth and Whispered and Alder's Sky and all of the Adam to Eve and so many great bands that I found. 1914, I forgot their name. Bleak Flesh, that's what I was trying to say. Amazing music we found over time, and there's a bunch of it. Just continue that playlist, and one of these days when I get it all set up to, I think right now it's only at like 25 or 30 songs. So once I get it up to about 50 or 100 songs, we'll go ahead and share that with everybody, so you guys can hear all the amazing music you've heard on the show, which I know that somebody out there has got a massive collection of the Soundcheck shows. I know that I do. I have all of them. All of the Metal Moose and Soundcheck shows I have saved. So somebody out there has got them as well, I know, because people download the hell out of these shows. So, there's a lot of music out there. So, and the cool thing about it is since we've been doing this so long, we got a lot of cool music that goes a long way back. So some of the bands we were playing in 2014 are like touring and on the road and signed and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then some of the bands are just still out there putting out great music, and we appreciate them. So this next band is another band we played a long, long, long way back that I remember really liking. And they have a female in the band, so they fit for a Chicks That Rock show years later on Soundcheck. It's Portraits of War with Cursed with me. From OKC, here it is.
Join the Moose Crew.
All right, man. So listen, gang, that was the Chicks That Rock show. Surprise, surprise. I released it a little bit early because I had some time. I thought, let's get this the hell out there and get it rocking. It's always a popular show, does really well. Thanks again for listening, and thanks again to all of the bands who have been kind enough to share their music with us and let us play your music for everybody out there listening on the radio affiliates as well as iTunes and YouTube and Spreaker and Stitcher and all of that, where you can even find us on Pinterest, for God's sakes. Metal Devastation Radio carries it on their site. It's all over the place, man, and that's because of you guys listening. My show has become popular because people listen, and it's as simple as that. So I appreciate you very much everywhere that you're listening from. Whoever you are, thank you so much. Once again, you can donate if you want to help donate to the show so we can get a new laptop, so this thing has fallen apart on me. It's put some good years in for me, I'll give it that much, but it's going downhill. I've got some duct tape holding it together and literally some gaffer's tape holding the case together because it's had a rough ride. But we're going to keep rocking it one way or another, and I appreciate it. Once again, I say it every show. I'm going to say it again. Just it never stops. You wake up, you be kind, you kick ass, you repeat, you do it. It's the way you do things in the Moose lifestyle. And you have a lot of power in your hands to change somebody's life just by smiling, putting your arm around them and saying, man, I'm glad to see you. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to be able to change someone's world just by being a good person. And I know it's very unmetal to do that. Oh my God, man, I can't be metal and tell somebody that I appreciate seeing them. Sure you can, man. I do it all the time. And I'm metal as they get. So just have yourself a good week, and we'll see you on Thursday for the next edition of Soundcheck. Make sure if you know a band, let them know that we can play them on the show. They just need to email us, moose@themetalmoose.com. We like it all, man. We're going to play it if it rocks, and we're going to tell you what we think about it. We're going to have a good time doing it. Thanks to everybody out there so much for listening, and make sure to email moose@themetalmoose.com or text in 424-666-7356 right here to the Moosehead Studio in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's the Moose signing off for the show, and we'll see you next time on Soundcheck. Have a great one.
All rights to the music heard on the Metal Moose are reserved by the authors, their labels, or authorized representatives that permitted their material to be used. The Metal Moose holds no rights to any music played on the show. Go to themetalmoose.com to submit your music to be heard on the show. Metal Moose accepts donations of money, Cheetos, bacon, and naked pictures. Thank you for tuning in and subscribe on iTunes. Rock out while you rack out, and consider yourself moosed.